Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So we all saw the presidential debate a couple of days ago. I personally I don't think I ever tuned into a president. No, I think I turned into the one when during Obama's terms, and I think I saw the ones with Trump and Hillary. So that's when I kind of started watching the debates. The older I got, the more I'm like, oh, let me see what these people got to say. But anyway, I was never more intrigued in this one because you got a former president, current president, two old guys up on stage, and we want to see exactly what they have to say. Truth be told, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see a train wreck. Gotta be honest. Because I wanted to see just how bad Joe Biden looks. We see him in press conferences, how he stammers over his words. I ain't gonna say he slurred words, but he stumbles, stammers, sometimes get off topic like an old man does. Well, I ain't gonna say like an old man, maybe an old man with, mental problems. The early stages of maybe Alzheimer's or dementia. And he didn't fail. Excuse me. He didn't fail at all. This is exactly what we saw. Now you got Democrat shields. You got actually Democratic candidates. You got vice presidents who's trying to explain for him, talking about he had a cold, talking about who cares about him stammering and the way he presented himself. You had the first 15 minutes. He started out slow, but he ended strong. I didn't see none of that ending strong stuff. But they said, regardless of a debate, let's talk about the issues and things that he has done for the country, for the world. We're going to get into that. But first, let's look at what the Wall Street Journal has to say about what we all saw and what we pretty much all agreed on, because hell, even CNN agreed upon it, right? This is from WSJ.com, and what it reads: Biden crashes in first clash with Trump and other takeaways from the debate. The president appears unsteady while Trump mostly kept his composure. I believe. Now, see when they did this debate, there had to be some rules. It's kind of like a boxing match. One, there was no audience. Two, you went to Atlanta with all, the black Mecca supposed of America with no black press there at all. They're trying to say the black press didn't turn in their credentials, the application for a credential or request for credentials in time. So now you basically saying that all the black media was on CP time is what you're saying. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And you also had they had a mute button saying that, if they talk too much, then they were going to push the mute button. This was all geared to benefit President Biden. One, you got a big audience that they're going to, when Trump says some throwed off stuff, some crazy stuff, some trolling stuff, people are going to cheer, people are going to clap. And CNN and Democrats ain't got time to be telling people to hush and cheering because you're building up to the crowd. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like a boxing match. You hit some a few good shots. The crowd starts cheering. It may sway the judges. They said, no, we're not doing that. But what's crazy is, what's interesting is, with those stipulations, Trump did just fine. Trump pretty much allowed Biden to defeat himself. But anyway, let's get into it. It says, President Biden, battling a hoarse voice and sometimes stammering, he should have drank some water like, most of us do, delivered an unsteady performance Thursday evening in his first debate against former President Donald Trump. It was a sort of showing Democrats feared the incumbent, who polls show faces greater concerns about his age and vitality than Trump would deliver. Just did videos saying that 30% of black Americans now are on Team Trump, when 3 months ago it was 15%, and a few years ago it went from 0 to 8. Now all of a sudden it's going to 30%. And why? Is because Biden is not looking like leadership quality. It's just, period. Let's say it lacked the energy and combativeness Biden mustered for his State of the Union speech earlier this year, in appearance that gave Democrats some optimism about his campaign vigor. That's fine. I mean, that's easy when you give a State of the Union, because all you're doing is reading from teleprompters or note cards, and you can, and no one is you're not going back and forth with anybody, and you're not proving anything. Just like they say, like after this debate, when he went out and spoke to some people, they said he was lively. He was like looking like Joe Biden supposed to look. Well, that's easy to get out there with no one. When you got all your friends, and nobody's going against you, it's easy to get out there and look great. After the debate, some Democrats privately discussed replacing Biden on the party's presidential ticket. Amazing. Now, here's what I think is what they're banking on. Like, seriously, because I don't trust politicians, sure the hell don't trust Democrats. They're allowing Biden to go out here. He's the incumbent. Too late to bring someone else in. The goal is to make Kamala Harris the president. Biden goes in, he wins, then his mind just goes from sugar to crap. Ain't gonna say the other word, like overnight. And then Kamala Harris will become president, the first, non-man, I don't want to say black because she's not a black American, woman of color is what they're going to say. Indian is probably what they're really going to say. First woman of color to become president. First woman and woman of color. Hillary probably ain't going to be too happy about that, but hey, that's the goal. Because from what I see, like I said, they're trying to explain everything that Biden did wrong, but what it shows, this debate, what actually shows is that it's not about, they're not worried about who's out front. How do you say this? He has handlers, and there are people behind the scenes who are actually running the country, period. Because if you got a guy like this, because what did they try to say? They try to say, you got to look at his policies, look what he's done for the country. He's a great leader. That may be true, but a guy looking like that should be behind the scenes, not in front. That is not what you want the world to see as the leader of the free world. Impossible. You just can't do it. Even hell at home, if you got a man who's like just incoherent and can't put two sentences together, but might be sharp as a whip, you don't put him out there. You send his wife or his kids or whoever, his brother, whoever, to be to voice what he has to say, because when people see weakness, they attack. And right now, the Democrat Party is showing weakness. But like I said, I think they're just trying to hopefully that Biden gets in. And then, because nobody like Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris actually ran for president, she wouldn't win. No way in hell. I would expect Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to win before, or what's her name, Jill Stein to win before she would. Get more votes than she would. Nobody wants, number one, they think she's black, and two, she's a woman. Just not going to do it. Just like the same reason why Hillary didn't win, because she was a woman. Period, point blank. The men who run this world ain't going for that. Not in this country. It says the challenger mostly kept his composure, something for which he isn't known. The much talked about mute button put in place because Trump so frequently talked over Biden when they debated in 2020 didn't seem to come into play often. In an election season where many Americans wish they had other options, the face-off allowed two rivals to highlight the vulnerabilities of their opponents to the slim set of voters who remain undecided. It said their high-stakes meeting in Atlanta, hosted by CNN and moderated by the networks Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, delivered some first. First modern debate between a sitting and the former president, the first featuring a felon, amazing, which is like, again, that'll probably all get thrown out by the time he becomes president, and the first held in a studio with no live audience since the Kennedy-Nixon debate in 1960. You know what happened 3 years later, huh? Anyway, those factors influenced the dynamics of a 90-minute show that brimmed with insults and policy contrasts. A face-off held much earlier in the election year than is typical. The race is narrowly divided nationally, but Trump leads in several battleground states. It say Biden experienced the worst opening 15 minutes of a presidential debate ever, said Aaron Call, the University of Michigan's director of debate. So what am I trying to get to? Both old, but one looked older. It says Biden had his share of gaffes as he answered a question about the national debt and started talking about health policy. He stammered and appeared to lose his train of thought at the end of his answer. Quote, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Biden said, look, if we finally beat Medicare, that's what he said. I watched it. Can't make this up. Trump responded, well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death. Trump was like sharp as a whip. So he didn't have to, go out his way, troll and stammer. Like I said, he let Biden hurt himself. It said Trump and his allies in the days leading up to the debate had put forward unfounded accusations that Biden, 81, would arrive on stage with performance-enhancing chemicals in the system. It was an allegation Trump, 78, also made before he debated Biden in 2020. So he can troll, but when he got on the stage a couple of days ago, saying he was on point. Age is a top of mind issue with many voters, and the current president is the oldest person to serve in the office. Trump, if elected, will be poised to claim that reckon near the end of a second term. Like I said, if they would have put anybody, it could have put anybody else out there, and Democrats would probably beat Trump. Like I say, anybody could probably beat Trump, but the problem is they thinking Biden can't. I swear, I'm gonna say it like this: if Biden wins this election, then I'm going to know that politics is rigged. I'm going to believe that last election was rigged. That's just the way I'm going to feel, because there's just no way in the world. Because like I say, people want to see a leader who looks strong, who looks like he can hold his own in front of anybody. That's all people want to see. If you're trying to reach undecided voters, this was not the platform. But the challenger, unlike the incumbent, remained robust in his presentation throughout. He also sought to highlight Biden's stammers, including after a meandering answer to a question about immigration. Quote, I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. Trump said, I don't think he knows what he said either. Like I said, man, that whole night I was laughing. It was like a free comedy show. Like seriously, I was laughing because I cannot believe these Democrats are putting this man out here like this. Asked about the issue of age, Biden had a line at the ready. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. Probably had that written down. They say he was practicing for like 7 days straight, which, shoot, if you was ready, you wouldn't have to practice 7 days straight. You already knew what was up. Trump responded to a question about his age by saying he would like Biden to take a cognitive test and release the results, triggering a chuckle from the president. He said, what's the sharpest? If there was any uncertainty, the debate made clear neither man has the respect for the other, despite their joint status in the elite club of living past and present White House occupants. As they took the stage, neither moved to shake hands, as has often been customary. Biden challenged Trump over reports that he had called Americans who died in the war losers, referencing his son, the late Bo Biden, an Army officer. Biden said, my son was not a loser, not a sucker. You're the loser. Like I said, it's probably stuff he already had written. Trump again asserts that he never made the comments. Trump's chief of staff at the time has confirmed he did use those derogatory words. The former president also suggests that Biden isn't fit for office. Quote, he's not equipped to be president, Trump said. His presidency, without question, the worst presidency in the history of our country. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to debate. Biden sought to highlight Trump's past and potential future legal issues and suggested that at one point, the thrice married man has morals of an alley cat. Nobody cares about that. He does, and so does the rest of America. Do you not recall that you are pushing abortion rights? You're pushing LMNOP. You're going against, just the basic fundamentals of the country that's supposed to be biblically Christian based, right? Well, no matter how you try to twist it, those two issues don't go hand in hand. Gun rights, allowing criminals to get out of jail without bail, racism, bigotry that continues to be allowed in this country, Instagram models, all this kind of stuff. It is prevalent in this country, but yet you want to say that a man has morals of an alley cat. Hell, the majority of y'all do. Just like when people try to say Trump is racist, Biden is too. Nobody cares about that. All people want to carry is because they're like, okay, we know these people are just probably the scum of the earth. So what are they going to do for us? Period, point blank. If I got to vote for them and I got to live under their rule for the next 4 years, what are they going to do for me? That's how people are thinking. And that's all they're concerned about. It said the economy is typically listed by the largest share of voters when they are asked by pollsters what their top issues are in this presidential race. Trump talked down the current environment while Biden argued things are looking up, even though more work remains to be done. Trump sought to hang the issue of inflation, which has slowed considerably, but remains especially painful for lower and middle income Americans, directly on Biden. Inflation is killing our country, he said, and it is. I mean, don't care if it's slowing down. It's to a point to where hell, slowing down. Let's backtrack it. Let's back it up. Forget the slowing down part. The president pointed to low unemployment and a robust stock market. Low unemployment, but that's just because everybody got 2-3 jobs. Economy in the stock market, everybody's not, in the stock market, but a lot of people are getting into 401ks and their jobs now. I mean, it's just a big thing people are doing, getting that mandatory, that 6%. And a lot of jobs are mandating that that they put you in a retirement plan. Mandated to where you get a job. I done had like my last 2-3 jobs. I did not know I was in the plan until I get like statements in the mail. Working class people are still in trouble about knowledge. We're working to bring down the price at the kitchen table, and that's what we're going to get done. I don't like that kind of talk with people who are already in office, because you done had 3.5, almost 4 years to get this right, and you ain't done it. So why would I believe you're going to do it for, in the next 4 years? You have the opportunity to fix problems. You do. And you're not doing it. But now you're going to come right before an election and say, hey, this is what we want. This is our plan. And this is what we want to do if I'm reelected. What are you doing while you're elected? We saw with Trump what happened while he was there, whether you want to say it's his doing or it was great or bad or whatever. We don't care what you say. We know what we saw. And it might have been smoke and mirrors, but we know what we saw. And if yours is out in the open, we know what we're seeing and we don't like it. So make us believe, you know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. It said the president also repeatedly sought to remind viewers of some of the bad things that played out during Trump's tenure. We had an economy that was in free fall. He said the pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. Trump, at a COVID briefing in 2020, pondered whether treatment involving light or disinfectant should be studied. I mean, hell, if that's what he said, if they put the way he said, what's wrong with that? I mean, shoot, if you got something that's like killing people just like that, shoot, you might try anything. Desperate time calls for desperate measures. That's how medications and drugs are created and put out into the community. Trial and error. Let's try it. Remember, what they say, a blood pressure medicine. They try to create a blood pressure medicine. Next thing you know, it turned out to be Viagra. Come on now. So, it's just trial and error. See who dies, see who live, and see what the effects of it is, unfortunately. Or you can just kill this standard American diet and get people eating fruits and vegetables, natural fruits and vegetables with the land that the Most High created, and take away all this death stuff, and maybe you wouldn't have to make up drugs. Anyway, they ain't talking about abortion rights. I'm not really into that. I don't care. No rapport. What it says, during the commercial break, Biden and Trump remained at their lecterns, looking ahead as photographers took photos, according to a White House pool report. The candidates didn't say anything or make eye contact with each other. Toward the end of the debate, the two began bickering about golf, as older men sometimes do. He can't hit a ball 50 yards, Trump said to Biden. That prompted a retort from Biden. I'm happy to play golf with you if you can carry your own bags. So that was it in a nutshell from the Wall Street Journal. I feel the same way for the most part. Unfortunately, like I say, Biden is not looking good. They say they may have a second debate. If they do, I think it's going to be interesting. I think that time might just take all work and get some popcorn and sit around the house. It means sit on the couch and everybody just sit there and just get ready for a good laugh, unless Biden comes out and does something totally different. I don't know. I wouldn't put him out there. I wouldn't put him back out there at all. Or what it say? What a writing article largely consisting of Biden's attacks on Trump with few of his brothers and few of his criticism of Biden. Biden did a horrible job. Yes. When CNN comes out in and then dig into lies, snit and say they have been lied to and duped. I don't think you know how to write. The president appeared unsteady. Come on. The president looked and conducted himself like the frail old man, well past the middle of his 7 stages of dementia that he is. Yep. So that's it in a nutshell. What you see, I mean, what I saw, like I say, president, man, looking bad. He needs some, I don't know, need a miracle, I believe. Need some kind of, what did Donald Trump say? Some kind of performance enhancing substance. If they do another debate, if I was Democrats, I wouldn't do another debate. I'd just like say, nah, just leave it alone. But again, I think it's too late to bring in anybody else. Because now if you bring in someone else, you're looking unsteady, unsure, and you got means that poor planning, poor thinking, and we can't trust those who, do stuff like that in the middle of a presidential debate, of a election, pretty much. But remember, y'all, there are other candidates, right? You got a dude named Chase Oliver, Jill Stein, Cornel West, and Robert Kennedy Jr. I mean, I would say, now people would say, oh, don't vote for them because you vote for them, they're not going to win anyway, so why vote? That doesn't matter. If you don't have, if no one is, if the Democrats or the Republicans are not working for you, why not vote for somebody else? You got to vote for, if you're going to vote, cast your vote for anybody. Because what it does, it causes the Democrats and the Republicans to rethink the narrative, to understand that people are not afraid to go outside the box that they've created. That if you cannot, because here's what happened. Either if you cannot give me what I need, then I'll go somewhere else. And that just might mean I may go somewhere else on my own, which means that I won't vote, which means that I'll just sit on the couch and watch the election and see the results and go from there. Because if you can't do it, I guess I might do it myself or whatever, but nah. Or like I said, I'll go see and vote for other people, whoever benefits the issues that I feel important for me and my family and community, period. Nothing more, nothing less. But like I say, you do that, it'll make them rethink. Just like when they're saying black people are leaning more towards Trump right now, we'll say 30% of voters now are in favor of Trump compared to 18 or 15% 3 months ago. That means the Democrats are going to have to rethink their strategy. It's just it. That's just what you got to do. You can't allow people in power or people who control your life or control your well-being. You can't allow them to be comfortable. Never that. They always got to be looking to improve for the people, because unfortunately, that's how we as Black Americans are in the same position for the last 50-something years, 50, 60 years, voting for Democrats. And they haven't given us anything specifically. But yet we see them do things specifically for other groups. And so Black Americans are waking up. We're seeing what's going on. Like we're saying, nah, we're going to have to pick something else. So now we just got to go out on a limb and, choose other people. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. What you think about the debate? Who you going to vote for? Got a poll on the website, on the YouTube page that you can go on there and, cast your ballot. But let's have a dialogue, leave your comments below. You know how we do around here. We try to have intelligent conversations. And don't forget to support the channel. There's 4 ways you can support non-monetarily. You can like, share, comment, and subscribe. Only thing costs you is maybe 2 minutes out your day. And that's all. And also that's good enough for me. I appreciate it. But if you do want to support monetarily, you can give super thanks, super chats, or go to the description box and click on the links below And you can support that way, as in like going to marlonmorales.com, where you can get luxury perfumes, colognes, silk do-rags, silk scarves for the ladies, and beard products, sandalwood that's clinically proven to stimulate hair follicle growth just by smelling it. But anyway, however you support, I appreciate it. I thank y'all. I thank y'all just for watching. Don't forget to give that thumbs up. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.